Why do some teachers get instant responses while others struggle with silent classrooms? Same topic, same students, different results. The secret is one powerful skill, reinforcement. What is reinforcement? Well, reinforcement means encouraging correct responses of students. In simple words, when a student answers, your reaction decides whether they will speak again or they will stay silent forever. Okay, let me share with you a scene. Imagine this. A student shares or answers a question to the teacher. Student says, "Ma'am, the answer is roots." The teacher says, "Okay, sit down." No smile, no appreciation, no encouragement. And what is the result? The student loses confidence. Class stops participating. Learning becomes dull. Now watch this transformation. The student answers, "Ma'am, the answer is roots." And the teacher responds, "Excellent, very good answer." She smiles. Eye contact is there. Positive words are used. And what is the response? The whole class wants to answer. So here we understand that skill of reinforcement is the ability of a teacher to use verbal and non-verbal cues to encourage and strengthen student responses, to help them to answer, to encourage them to answer. And now we are going to talk about the types of reinforcement. Let's break it down. The first one is verbal reinforcement. Let me give you the list of a few words that you can use instantly to motivate students. Very good. Excellent answer. Well done. That's correct. Amazing thinking. Good effort. Keep it up. I like your answer. Brilliant. Perfect explanation. So these are verbal reinforcement. Then comes your non-verbal reinforcement. Reinforcement which is done without using words. Sometimes actions speak louder than words, like smile, nodding your head, clapping, thumbs up, eye contact. Just an eye contact with the student, that is also an encouragement for helping the child to answer. Walking closer to the child, that builds confidence. Then writing students' answer on the board, that also makes the student feel special and encourages him to answer next time. Then comes your extra verbal reinforcement. This encourages or this extends learning, encourages deeper thinking. Help the child to think deeply. For example, "Can you explain more?" "Why do you think so?" "Very interesting. Tell us more." "Who agrees with this answer?" "Can someone add to this?" So this is how you extend learning. You help the child to think more, to come out with the answer, to come out with more answer, to come out with more thinking process. Then comes your negative reinforcement. This needs to be used very carefully. And what you have to be very careful about is never insult or discourage students. Now here examples are negative reinforcement statements. "Complete your work on time and you won't get extra homework." "Stay quiet and I will stop strict checking." "Finish the task properly and you won't have to redo it." "Follow instruction and I won't give additional practice." "Pay attention and I will not assign extra question." So what do you notice over here? See, in all these statements, an unpleasant thing is removed. What is the unpleasant thing? "I will not assign extra question." Then to increase good behavior, to pay attention, to follow instruction, to finish the task properly. So to increase good behavior, an unpleasant thing is removed. So this is how negative reinforcement statements can be used, and to use this we need to be very careful. Then follows your reward-based reinforcement. Small rewards equals to big motivation. And what kind of rewards you can give? Like here, giving stars. You can give stars. Either you can make stars and you can, pin in the uniforms, or you can give stars in their notebooks for neat work, for good work, for completing the assignments fast, or any other criteria if you want, you can keep and you can give stars. Then stickers, you can give beautiful stickers, you can have you can keep with you and you can give stickers. Then student of the day badge you can prepare, and that you can give for encouragement, for motivation. Extra marks or points you can give. Applause from the class, a small appreciation or a small reward in this form is a big encouragement for the students. Now let me give you a tip, very important one. Don't repeat the same word like good again and again. Like good, very good, good for writing, good for answering, good for any work the child does. So just don't keep on uh, appreciating the child by saying good. Use variety plus combine verbal and non-verbal reinforcement. For example, excellent answer. Then give a smile or a nod. Then double impact will be there. Use both verbal and non-verbal reinforcement. Not just excellent answer and then finish. No, just smile. Give eye contact. Give a nod. This all kind of appreciation will help the child, to get motivated, will encourage the child to answer again, will motivate him to answer again. So this is reinforcement, and this is what teachers have to keep in mind, that how we have to use the words, in what way, both in verbal form and in non-verbal form, reinforcement, so that students are encouraged and motivated to answer again and again in our class. Now I share with you a micro teaching demo lesson plan on parts of a plant. See how question answer interrogative session is going and how reinforcement is being used by the teacher. Topic is parts of plant. Teacher: which part of the plant absorbs water? So the student will be there. Student answers roots. Teacher: very good. Roots absorb water from the soil. Excellent. So here she is using reinforcement, and with this she is using non-verbal also reinforcement. She is smiling, she is nodding her head, or she is appreciating by giving thumbs up, or she must have clapped her hand. So these are the things which teacher can use to encourage the child who has answered. Then the teacher continues, can anyone add more? Student: they also fix the plant in soil. So when the student answers, they also fix the plant in soil, the teacher is wonderful. That's a wonderful answer. That's the expression is there, appreciation is there. Then with that, applause is there. By she is giving applause. She is using She must have asked the students also to clap hands for the child who has answered. So reinforcement equals to more participation plus better learning. It helps in better learning. And how better learning? Children are encouraged to answer more and more. Other children are motivated to answer. Other children feel encouraged to answer when they see that how beautifully the teacher is appreciating, how beautifully the teacher is motivating us to answer. The curiosity level increases, their attention level increases, and this is how your participation increases, engagement increases. Now let's talk about the common mistakes. The first one is no reinforcement at all. Like when we just started the session, there I shared one scene, or I can say one situation where the teacher did not appreciate at all the answer shared by the student. So this kind of behavior should not be there in the classroom by the teacher. The teacher should always appreciate the child for answering. Even if the child has not answered, then also she should say it's okay, no problem, try next time, I'm sure you'll come up with the answer. No, you should always encourage the child. So that is reinforcement. Same word repeated, good, 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 which I gave you as a tip. No, do not say good, good, good every time. Excellent answer, brilliant answer, thank you for answering, that's a wonderful answer. Ignoring weak students. Give opportunity to everyone. Let everyone come out with the answer. Right or wrong doesn't matter. What is important is that everyone should participate in the classroom, whether it is a discussion going on or it is an answering, one-on-one answering part is going on. Using negative words. Please do not use any negative word for the child. Oh, you cannot answer. You know nothing. Oh, you are good for nothing. Oh, these kind of negative words should never be used by the teacher. So if these mistakes are not avoided, then the result will be students will stop trying. Now let's talk about how to master reinforcement. To master reinforcement, firstly, use variety of words. Don't repeat good, as I said, again and again. Say excellent, nice try, well explained. Keep students motivated and attentive. Secondly, maintain eye contact. Shows you are genuinely noticing the student. It builds confidence and makes reinforcement feel real, not robotic. Then, encourage every student, not just the toppers or the ones who keep answering every time. Appreciate small efforts so even shy or weak students feel safe to participate. Then, balance verbal and non-verbal cues. Use smiles, nodding, claps along with words. Non-verbal signals often impact more than words. Then comes your appreciate efforts, not just correct answers. Say good attempt or nice thinking, even if the answer is wrong. This promotes participation without fear. One takeaway. Remember this. Reinforcement is not about praising correct answers. It's about building confidence to try. Simple well done can build confidence. A smile can change a student's mindset. Your reaction is not small. It shapes students' learning. So next time a student answers, don't just listen. Reinforce, encourage, empower. If you want more powerful micro-teaching skills like this, like, share and subscribe, because great teaching is a skill you can master. See you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep growing.